Hi there. Today I want to discuss the concept of sustainable finances for women. First of all, this is going to be a series of 4 little chapters in which I'm going to share with you how I have been able to get financial freedom. One of the big questions I get asked sometimes is, well, is this a series of content only for women? No, it's not only for women. I'm not sexist. But what I found myself in the past looking for information of how to achieve financial freedom was that all those books that are amazing, they're out there, they were using all these kind of words that were not very friendly to me. Maybe because I'm not a native English speaker, or maybe because of my background. I don't know. I just felt like I did not understand what was going on. Also, keep in mind, I'm Spanish, English is my third language, that's a fact. But then the second thing is I've studied art. So I really have never had a finance class. And whatever I know how to play around with an Excel is really the basics that you get to learn in school. So it's really, really bad. So one of my takeaways through this journey of financial freedom is that I wish I would have had a better education. And I think my first point of conversation I would love to get feedback from people is actually enabling our employees and having them or giving them the training to be financially free, is this an responsibility of companies? And is this actually even a responsibility from schools and the public system? And to that point, me personally, I think in school, everyone should be taught how to be financially free. There should be basics of finances. And I don't think that's something that's taking place, at least in my time when I went to school, at all. And that's in school, right? When you go to classes, when you have maths and you have history, you have German or English or whatever class you choose. And then when I went to university, I studied fine arts. I have a BA in fine arts, a BA in fashion design, and I have a master's degree in photography. And in none of those degrees ever was the topic of how to be financially sustainable ever the conversation. Not how to make a product, how to be an artist, or how to make your own brand when I studied fashion design. So literally you're kept in the dark when it comes to financial freedom, and that's a real big issue. For me, what happened is I've been in a long relationship. I was living day by day, never really having the thought of how do I be, or how can I be financial free, and how can this journey look like? So it's been quite of a process that has taken me a little bit to realize and to understand what I have to do, not forgetting all the hours that I've spent reading books that I've really never understood, and looking online and watching all these videos and thinking, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. It's really difficult. So my first chapter on sustainable finances today is going to be focusing on how do we do something for ourselves that is really a pain, but we have to do it. So every January I download my whole credit card receipt from the year before, 12 months. It's a very long task, and you download it as an Excel. And again, alert, I have no clue of how to do forms and cool things on Excel. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can give you more advice on that. But even in the most basic way, what you can do is you download it and you create groups. So the groups that I've created was food, so grocery, rent or mortgage, depending on your situation. I had the section of my salary, taxi, which includes Uber and all this kind of sorts of transport, then commute as public transport, and drinks. Why not? I do go out quite a bit, so that's an important part of my social life, and I don't want to cut that out completely. And then the other part was dinner in and dinner out, because yeah, I go for dinners with friends, but I also realized I was ordering all this food online to get it home. So once you've defined a little bit your sections, and again, this is about being financial free. It's not about to be a slave of our credit card and not enjoy life. That's not the concept. The concept is I want you guys to enjoy life, but I want you to be strategic with what you consume. Once you've done that work, what you will do is you've defined the sections that are part of your life, and then you will filter it, add it in the Excel sheet and add it on one side. And then you'll be able to filter. This is the most basic feature that Excel has. And you will be able to see how much money you've actually used during the year in eating out, drinks and all this sort. So that's a big shock, to be very honest. So one of the big things that I learned was I was actually paying some bank fees that I didn't even know about. So for example, when I was traveling, and I sometimes used by accident the wrong credit card, and then I was charged a fee. Another thing that I realized, and that's a very interesting tip or thing that I saw, was that when I'm using Uber or Bolt outside of the country and I've linked it to my local credit card, I will pay a fee to use that credit card when I'm traveling. So link it to your PayPal account or link it to your other credit cards. If you're from me, I'm from a different country too, so I have my bank account in my home, like my childhood credit card, and then I have my credit card now here in England. So really be smart of which card you use, even in those automatized payments, because there are fees there. So once you cut that, you'll be able to start seeing how little chips and bits and bobs you can really save. Another thing I realized was I was having Spotify Premium, I was having Netflix, I was having Prime, I was having all these things, and you need to prioritize, make a decision. You may not be able to have everything. YouTube subscription, so yeah, that's something you have to really cut. But you need to cut on things that really are not going to make your life hell, because that's the important thing. We still want to enjoy our lives. So make a decision, check what kind of services you have. And on Spotify, my point is that looking it back in time, I've paid £120 past year, a little bit less, but yeah, around £120 to get premium access, music everywhere, all the time. And when I unsubscribed, I ended up having 0 songs. So my advice is, if I would have bought different songs, like with Apple, the Apple option, for example, as I have an iPhone, I would have now 120 songs. So yeah, don't cut out on your music or on your series, but be smart on how you investing that money, because you want to make sure you're making the most of it. A very important point is Uber, Bolt, Cabify, or Jesus Christ. When I looked back at my credit and saw how many hundreds and almost thousands of pounds I'd given in not walking, that was really shameful. So I had to disconnect the app from my phone. So that was my strategy. If you don't have willpower enough to make a smart decision, literally take it off your phone. I hope you guys don't have to do that, because that's quite radical, because maybe you need it for an urgency, but the truth is that you need to really change your mindset. So for me, I'm getting a bicycle. That's clear. I'm trying to spend less time in my commuting, even now more relevant with coronavirus. Who wants to be sitting around in big cities like London next to people that you don't know if they have the virus or not? So get your bicycle, get a helmet, very important. Be smart with how you travel, and remember that every city has their own bicycle rules, but please don't be on your headset and listen to music when you're driving your bicycle. It's really dangerous. And then use more the public transport more than Uber. I know it's quite tempting, but it is a task, and if you feel that you can't cut it out fully, give yourself a budget for each month and keep track of that. That's very important. And the biggest one, break habits. Habits are very, very painful. It takes you 21 days to get a new habit, a good habit. Now with coronavirus, this is a great opportunity. We're in lockdown, we're at home, you can change your habits. I'm sure the first week you were dying for your Starbucks coffee, and now you're you know what, I do my own coffee, or I've now gotten into a new type of tea. So really embrace those new habits and take them with you when we're not on lockdown anymore. My advice is, it's very typical that you wake up, you have a shower, you get ready to go to the office, you grab your bag, and while you walk to the office, you're oh, I need a coffee. This feeling of having a coffee to take away makes me feel happy about my job, and you end up doing it every day because you hate your job and you hate your boss and you just don't want to be there. It's cheaper if you change your job. Listen to me. So the best thing is really try to cut it down. Try not to have a coffee to take away 5 times a week. Try to cut it down to 2 or 3 times for the next 6 months, and the next 6 months try to do it once a week or twice a month. That's going to be a massive one. And please, if you have a takeaway coffee, take your mark with you. Some companies like Pret a Manger, they give you a little discount, which I think is amazing initiative. So please take your reusable cup to have your coffee and your cappuccino. We're destroying the world, and we should also be making sustainable decisions for the world, not only for our well-being and our finances. So that's really important one. And well, now when you've done all this and you have the Excel sheet, you have a number, the number that you know you want to save. So that number, really write it down. Write it down and glue it everywhere in your house. Put it in the door of your fridge. Put it in your mirror in the morning. You need to be very aware of that number. You know the amount of dollars or pounds or euros that you want to save this year. And take it in, breathe in, breathe out. Take it with positivity. But you have to make that number come true. It's only on you. And that is a way of saving in a passive way. It's fine. You go for it. You make it happen. With that extra money that you're saving, we will be able to do loads of amazing things. And that we're going to discuss in the next chapter. Looking forward to hearing your views on my first step to financial freedom. Let me know if you've done it. What worked, what didn't work. Maybe there's other tips that we can include and help more of our people out there listening to us.